What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about camo challenges in Call of Duty. This past weekend I decided to head back over to Modern Warfare 2019 and start getting a feel for the game and a feel for the engine once again, being as we're just about 2 weeks away from the Modern Warfare 2 beta and the game coming out in 2 months. I wanted to get used to the game again since it's going to feel similar to Modern Warfare 2019. Being as I tend to get pretty bored of the game in a relatively short amount of time, I decided I'd do some camo grinding because it would give me something to do, something more challenging that wouldn't be me just kind of running around trying to get high kills. So I picked up my MP7 class, which you're obviously seeing on screen, looked at the challenges. I still had some things done, but I had some things I still need to do, like some long shots, some hip fire kills, mounted kills, crouch kills, kills with no attachments. Nothing that seemed too crazy at first glance. I figured I'd just hop into some shoot house 24/7 and see what I could get done. At first, it wasn't too bad. I got all of my no attachment kills done in 2 games of Shoot House, which was pretty easy. I got a couple of those long shots done and finished those up, and then it just came down to the crouch kills and the mounted kills. After 1 game of going for crouched kills, I looked at my challenges and I realized that I was 7 out of 10 on that camo category, which seemed pretty promising. But then when I actually clicked on it, I realized that I was really only about halfway through the 110 kills, yet somehow I was 7 out of 10 on the actual camos. After trying to go for crouch kills on Shoot House and Shipment for about 3 or 4 games, I really just realized that this is super frustrating, tiring, and it gave me the idea for this video. Camo grinding is one thing a lot of people love in Call of Duty. It hasn't been something that I have really done much in my history of COD. I've always been more of just a try to run around and see how high kill streaks I can get, try to get dogs or a gunship, chopper gunner, those sorts of things. And that's always what I've been focused on. But in recent years, I've done a little bit more camo grinding. And as we all know, in the recent years, Modern Warfare 2019, Cold War, and Vanguard, the camo challenges haven't necessarily been designed to be challenges, but have been designed more to keep you on the game for as long as possible. Now, obviously, we understand why Activision and the developers want us to be on the game for as long as possible. The longer we're on, the more likely you are to spend money on microtransactions, the better their numbers look for investors, that sort of thing. So I understand why they do this from their perspective, although from a player perspective, it does not make the game any more fun or enjoyable, which is really what they should be focusing on. Modern Warfare 2, like I said, is right around the corner, and camo grinding is going to be a big aspect of the game for so many people. The last thing we need is more tedious, long camo challenges. You can't even really call them challenges because it's not that they're challenging, they just take a lot of time. And it's the last thing we need is challenges like we've been seeing in the recent Call of Duties. I really want to try and get the Mastery camo in Modern Warfare 2. Like I said, I'm not much of a camo grinder. I've never actually gotten a Mastery camo in any Call of Duty before. In Modern Warfare 2, I really want to buckle down and try to get those camo challenges and post some of that footage on YouTube. But it's going to be so hard for me to stay dedicated to that grind if these challenges are super long and tedious like we have been seeing, because honestly it gets so boring, especially when it comes down to skill-based matchmaking. You're trying to do long shots, and with the amount of skill level of the people that sometimes you go up against, you're just getting run through by these people running around with the meta weapons, and so SBMM does not help when it comes to camo challenges at all. I know this Modern Warfare 2 is supposed to start the quote-unquote new era of Call of Duty, and I really hope that means they're really going to start taking into consideration what the player base wants to see and stop focusing on what's going to make them the most money, because unfortunately, I understand where they're coming from. I know they want to make money, but I truly believe, and I know a lot of other players believe this, that if the game was good, we are more likely to spend money on the game comparatively to this game that is catering to super casual or bad players and trying to get them to spend money on it. I have never actually spent any money on any of the recent Call of Duties other than maybe buying 1 or 2 battle passes, and it makes me realize sometimes where I see a cool skin in the shop, a cool bundle, and I don't ever buy it because I know in a day or two, I'm not going to want to play the game anymore because it just gets so frustrating or boring trying to do the things that I want to do. But if the game was actually fun, like if we went back to a game like Black Ops 2, I bought every DLC. It was because I always came back to the game and had a good time playing it. So I think if they really tried to focus on the player experience and making the game fun, giving us in-game rewards that we can work towards, you'll see that people will actually spend more money because more of the player base will be playing at a time. Going back to a game like Modern Warfare 2019 this past weekend and playing, at first I was having fun. It actually was kind of enjoyable, and I wasn't necessarily getting tired of the game or getting pissed off at skill-based matchmaking because I went into it with more of a casual mindset and just was like, I'm going to get some camo challenges done. I'm not going to worry too much about my KD. I'm just going to try and have fun and see what I can do in this game without getting super tired or bored. And for about an hour or so, it was actually enjoyable. But when you start to realize that whatever it is you're working towards, like these camo challenges, like I've been talking about, you see how hard it is to reach those, especially on top of that, you add skill-based matchmaking. It really just makes the game not only less fun, but also less rewarding, because by the time I reach those camo challenges and let's say I get gold on my MP7, I'm not going to want to go on to another gun. I really want Activision and Infinity Ward, Treyarch, Sledgehammer, whichever developer we're talking about for whatever game, to start going back to their roots and focusing on making the game fun. Because I know they really want sales. Of course, they are businesses at the end of the day. But even if, let's say, their sales dropped a little bit, these companies are still multi-million, billion-dollar companies that aren't gonna, they're not gonna die off if they sell 1,000 less copies of Modern Warfare 2 than if they made the game crappy for casual players, that sort of thing. So I understand where they're coming from. I know it's business. I know they want to make money, but I really wish they would focus on the core players and the players who have been with the franchise for, 5-10 years at this point, because we still buy the game every year, but we don't keep playing it throughout the entirety of its life cycle because of what they've been doing to these games. Like I said earlier, if these games were fun and I found myself playing it over and over weeks and months of the game, I would spend money on it. I actually have like 3,900 COD points. I won a giveaway from Call of Duty at one point where they sent me like 1,000 COD points, and I've just kind of like added some COD points to like battle passes and that sort of thing. So I actually have almost 4,000 COD points on my account that I haven't spent, and I pretty much had them there since midway through Cold War. And I would like to spend those, obviously, but it just is one of those things where it's like, what's the point of spending them if I'm never going to want to, play the game anymore? So I'm really hoping Modern Warfare 2 is enjoyable and is something that I do want to spend my money on. You're making a good game when you're enticing players to spend money. Like I said, I haven't spent money on Call of Duty in a very long time other than buying the game at the beginning of the year. And as much as, I shouldn't spend my money on, let's say, something like a $20 bundle in a game that's not even going to really transfer over to who knows what, it would be nice to enjoy a game enough to at least want to spend that money. Thank you all so much for watching this video, me ranting about camo challenges and how Call of Duty is these days. I hope you all did enjoy it. Let me know what your thoughts are on camo challenges and kind of what you're hoping to get out of Modern Warfare 2 camo challenges if you are a camo grinder. With that being said, I hope you did enjoy this video, and hopefully I will see you all in the next one.